Hello everyone, welcome back in the video. In this video we are going to learn Python fundamentals. This is lecture 1, right? In this video what we are going to learn, what we are going to understand, we are going to understand about the Python, features of Python, application of Python, Python history and version, installation of Python, Python execution mode and very first program in Python, which is Hello World. If we talk about what is Python, then we all know different types of programming languages are available, which are categorized into the high level language, low level language and assembly language, right? We have three different categories of programming languages, which is low level language, assembly language and high level language. Low level programming language was used in 1960s when the very first time computer was invented. That time little bit programming in the form of 0-1 was written for some computers, mainframe computers, which was very difficult in understanding and it was also very difficult in writing. That is why low level programming language is not easy task for any present time programmers to execute. Assembly language programming is also comes in the same category, that is also not so easy to understand or write program for any purpose, which we can write now. But writing program in high level language is very easy. Why? Because high level language programs are resemble with the English statements. Whatever program we are writing in high level language, all the statements are written into proper English and all the keyword, all the syntax, all the statements are having proper English word, which are very useful in understanding and which can be easily grasped by any programmer, any new programmer also. That is why Python is one of the easiest programming language, because all its syntax and code statements are very simple in understanding. Next is Python is a kind of interpreted language. If we talk about what is interpreted language, whenever we write any program, that program needs to be converted into machine language so that the hardware, the processor can execute directly those statements to find out the result. If any error is there in our programming language, then compiler or interpreter, these are a special kind of software. These are the kind of software which are used to convert our high level language program into machine language. If these are error free, compiler converts whole program in one go, interpreter converts each line of the program one by one. Means interpreter does conversion line by line and compiler does conversion in one go. So Python is a kind of interpreted language. Each line is compiled, each line is interpreted. If it is an error free, it will be executed. That is why Python is easier for beginners also. Python has extensive library. Different types of libraries for different types of areas and applications are available, like scientific research work, AI, for machine learning, for numeric calculations, for aerospace, for modeling, for finance, for healthcare, for different areas. Different types of libraries are generated, developed for the Python. That is why it has extensive library which can be useful for different categories of programmer, engineers, for writing different types of software. Code readability, platform independency and indentation, all these are the very famous features of Python. Because of all these features, Python is becoming so popular and first choice for the programmers to write a web application program or to write standalone application program or desktop application or mobile application. All these applications can be written easily in Python. And if we talk about the Python developer, then it is very obvious for everyone. Sir Guido van Rossum is a popular developer of Python, and he started working with Python in 1980s. After long work and extensive research, he released first version of Python in 1985 for the testing purpose, and for the public use for all sector use it was released in 1991. Now if we talk about the features of Python, then we can understand here simply as the slide is given. Python is very easy to read, learn and use. This thing you will understand once we are going to start with the programming. Python uses indentations to define code blocks instead of using curly braces or keywords, right? Next, I talked already about the interpreted language. Python is a kind of interpreted language, means the code is executed line by line, the Python interpreter. This allows for quick debugging and testing without the need of full compilation. Earlier what happened, the program which was written in other programming languages of having may have 100 lines, 1000 lines, and if any problem is coming, any error is coming, then you have to go line by line, you have to search out the problem. But here in Python, immediately in any line, if error is found, it will stop execution from there and you easily can identify the error in the line. Python is also having a cross-platform compatibility. It is a cross-platform independent, means you can run Python programs on various operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux without any kind of modification in the coding. Earlier in other programming languages, if you talk about the C, C++, so if you write a program in C language for one computer, for one operating system, then the same program if you want to run on mobile version or mobile system, then you have to change it. It was not easy and complete restructuring of code was required, but in Python such problem has been avoided, means you just write one time and run anywhere. And next is extensive standard library of Python is making it very much popular in the market. Dynamic typing. Python also has dynamic typing, means unlike other languages, means programmers are not limited to define a variable of one type and can't use that variable for any other type of data. Here in Python, once you define a value to the variable, that type will be assigned to the variable. Later on in the next line or after 2 lines, if you change the value of variable from number to string, then the type of variable also will be changed. This is dynamic approach of Python, which is also one of the good feature of Python. Python also supports object-oriented and procedural programming. So if you know about the object-oriented programming concept and procedural concept, then you will be understanding Python supports both type of approach in programming, whether you make normal procedural program or you make object-oriented program using classes and object. Both will be supported by the Python and both are very secure and very strong. Support for multiple programming paradigms. In addition to the object-oriented and procedural programming, Python supports functional programming through features like lambda functions, map and reduce, right? And it is very easy to define, it is very easy to create map graphs in Python. It is very easy to create objects, means like image kind of thing in Python easily. We have different types of programming libraries which supports in Python. Next is portability. Already we have understood about the platform independency. So if you change program from one operating system to other operating system, it can be executed in the same way without any modification in the program. Now let us talk about some real life applications of Python, where Pythons are being used in our daily life. So first we can see here on the slide, for web development Python is very much useful. Some frameworks are there like Django, Flask and Pyramid. These are helping to developer to design very much creative and dynamic website, which are just not a website, they are making just like a software. Some examples are also useful here, just like Instagram, Pinterest and Reddit. They are using Python for their backend process. In AI and machine learning, so Python is very preferred language for data analysis and machine learning due to its extensive libraries like pandas, numpy, and scientific scikit-learn. Example of Python, just like Python is heavily used in AI projects, predictive modeling, and data analysis at companies like Google, Netflix. They are using Python. That is why it is becoming so popular. Um, in AI and machine learning, if I talk about the use of Python, then see, Python provides data analysis very fast. Unlike other programming languages, Python has capability to search a specific keyword or a specific word in a very long string or in a file very fast way. That is why AI and machine learning are very AI and machine learning models are using Python because of its fast searching process and producing the result. Cyber security. Python is also used in to build tools for the network security, for penetration testing, and other cyber security tasks. Security professionals are also using Python script to automate penetration testing and vulnerability assessment. In AI and deep learning, just like some libraries in Python are available like TensorFlow, PyTorch, which are making Python a leading choice for AI and deep learning. Programmers are using Python. They need Python because they like it, because of its easy modules to be used. For scientific and numeric computing, Python is also very much popular for the scientific and numeric computing work. Some organizations like NASA and CERN are using Python for scientific calculations and simulations. And for game development, if you talk about, then also again Python is very popular programming language for making or building a game, for scripting and game engines. Okay. Why it is also used in game? Because of its easy and fast processing. Whenever we design a game, when a game program is executed on the system, it requires lot of programming, lot of coding to be executed simultaneously at the same time for different applications, for different features to be executed on screen. Python provides that capability. That is why it is popular for game development also. Now if you talk about some industries or some popular companies, those are using Python. So Instagram is there, Spotify, Dropbox, YouTube, Google, Reddit, even Facebook is also using Python for their backend process. A lot of functionalities are there in Facebook, YouTube, Google. They have a lot of programming concept, lot of apps they have which are using completely Python. Now if you talk about the history and versions of Python, then it is little interesting. Interesting the way, like it was started in 1980s and the initial development of Python started in 1985 and publicly released in 1991. Python is completely based on the programming language ABC. ABC is the kind of programming language which was earlier used in 1980s, and Python is based on completely that, because Guido van Rossum, he was also one of the best experienced programmer of ABC, and he based on the same language he developed this programming language. Then Python 1.0 was started in January 1994, Python 2.0 started in October 2000, Python 3.0 started in December 2008 and still going on. Now Python 3.x series is going on till now, and it is still being under development and new features are being developed. If you talk about the new features means new modules, new libraries are being developed and it is being incorporated into the series of Python 3 series. If we talk about what is the main difference to Python 2.0 and 3.0, so we talk about the print statement. In 2.0, print was being used just as a statement, but in Python 3.0, print function started with the parenthesis. And in 3. Latest X series, like 3.12 version, new syntax has been added, like asynchronous input output and like more yeah, it was added for like features like asynchronous input output library for asynchronous programming, typing hint, and more advanced tools like means whatever program we are writing, and if any input is required by the system, then program was on wait, program was stopping the execution that time till user is providing any data for input. Now with the advancement of this asynchronous input output library included in Python, so now other part of Python program will be working. If user is delaying in providing the input, complete program will not stop, other part of program will be in the execution, and as soon as the data will be provided by the user, it will start proceeding. Now if you talk about the Python version series again, then we can go through the slides and we can find the Python versions. Now what are some notable features, means some important features in Python 3.x series that we must know. What are the new features in Python X? Now first is new syntax of print. The print function became the function in Python 3.x series, as in 2.0 version there is only print statement, not print function. Now Python 3 is using Unicode for all text strings, whereas in Python 2 it was being used only default ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. That concept was using in that time. Type hinting. Now in new series of Python, advanced Python, it is enabling developers to declare the type of variable, making the code more readable and safer. Asynchronous programming. The keyword async and await keyword introduced for asynchronous programming. Now Python 3.6 and next version is introducing f-string, means the you can have a proper format of string. What type of string you are printing, that formatting we can define, and we can print string in the same way. We will understand how to use it. Now those who don't know, those who are first time going to install the Python, so let us understand how to install Python for Windows. Python is also available for the Linux, Mac OS, but here we are as a normal user, we are understanding how to install Python on Windows. So simply let us see how to install Python on Windows. First step number 1 is download the installer, then second step is run the installer, choose installation type, complete the installation, and verify the installation. So let us see practically. For installing Python, go to Google and type in the search box Python download. Official website of Python will be appearing on the screen. Click on the official website. Now on the screen you can see most recent version of Python is displaying 3.12.6. I will suggest do not use the most recent version, because the reason is that most recent versions are still under development and some bugs may have. So better to use little older version, that will be easier for installation also, and it will be also easy to work. Python 3.12.2 we can check. Yeah, so we are going to install here Python 3.12.2 version, because Windows installer is available. Click on this Windows installer if you are working with Windows. If your Windows is having 32-bit operating system, then use 32-bit installer. If your Windows is having 64-bit operating system, use this installer. So now I have downloaded Python for Windows 3.12.2. Now double click on the installer, click on the install now, wait for the complete installation. This is very simple and easiest way for Python installation and for working with Python. Many other ways are available online different tools are available, online different editors are available, IDLEs are available. You also can use those IDLEs, those tools for writing Python, executing Python, but I use this normal way. This is the preferred way for the programmer. Also you can use VS Code editor for writing programs in that editor, and you can execute easily. So that also I'll be discussing with you in the next video. Just wait some more time because Python is installing pip bootstrap. Pip is a command which is used for installing other libraries of Python. Now Python setup is completely successful. Setup was successful. Now just close the window, close the folder. You can also skip this. Now just go to start, type Python. Now in the start menu, Python IDLE 3.12.64 will be available. Click on this IDLE. Now it is on the screen. This is the interactive mode of Python where these three right arrow is appearing on the screen. It means this is interactive mode. So here the first statement, if you want to test, just print hello world and press enter. So this is the beauty of Python interactive mode. This is the beauty of Python interactive mode, where you just line a statement, it will be executed immediately. For example, if you are doing some mistake, suppose here double quotes are required and we are missing a single double quotes, and just writing hello. Now it will be throwing the error, syntax error, unterminated string literal. So automatically it's going to tell you the type of error and where, in which line it was found. So easily we can debug those error and we can again normally run our program. Press enter. The output is available here. Thank you. We are going to discuss next concept of Python in next video. Thank you so much for watching it.